Hello friends, today is part 1 of the Valkyrie project. Now, I was inspired by the game God of War. The Valkyries in there are just incredible and I've wanted to make one for a long time. So I went back to the game and I chose this one here. It is just gorgeous and the question is, can I make this with just simple materials? And of course I started and I am so excited because look, I started with the horns and I think they look so awesome and you never gonna believe how simple they are to make. Now we made horns before with paper clay and aluminum foil as a base. Simple enough but quite time consuming, and this is so fast. This is so fast to make, but you will have to go to your grocery store. Go to the produce department where they have those cardboards. Apples come in there, so if your grocery store sells apples, they will have those ones. They come in boxes and the apples are right in here. This is paper and this is an end product. This goes into the recycling bin, so they will give it to you. Take as many as you can, 3 or 4. You will probably need 2 for this project. And you also need to pick up some old-fashioned, what are they called? Round head fasteners from your paper store. Those are old-fashioned things. We used to use them in school. Now I'll talk about them later in more detail. But now I am very excited to share with you this fast, very easy to do first part, what should we call it? The horns of the Valkyrie. I'll show you how I make these right now. Okay, let's begin. So I need a bunch of circles here, and the size is about, can you see this? 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters is about 3 inches. 8 and 3. But I don't think that matters too much. But I just want them to be about the same size, right? Alright, so we are set to put them together now. I think I have enough pieces. So I will need my guides and my wooden block and the round-headed fasteners here. Now I checked online, if you put in round-headed fastener, a whole bunch come up. I actually paid less in my office supply store for them, but they are available. Now let's put the pieces together. Okay, simple. Hole, fastener, and close it in the back. I mean open, so it will close. There. Next one. Okay, so I kind of developed the system. Make the hole in this one first and then mark it here. Mark it either with the pen or with your awl. Then you have the little hole here, and then take it to the harder surface, and then you can easily make the hole here and then stack it together. There. Alright, so you just keep adding on, and then take your guideline, and as we approach the curve here, I'm going to have to cut some relief cut here in the top, right? So I'm going to add one more. There. I think that should be enough. So if your horn looks like a little roly-poly bug now, you are doing the right thing. Now the guideline, now if this one here is a little bit wimpy, which this paper is, double it up, glue it together, because you're going to need a strong support, right? And here the support, the relief cut as we go around the corner. Yay, looking good so far. Now I'm going to make another one. Okay, now let's glue. So we're going to glue this piece right in here. Okay. Okay, I think this is dry. I want to make sure that I do not put this down before it's dry. I don't want it to pull apart because there's some tension here, right? All right, looking good. Okay, second one. Okay, now before we continue up here, I want to finish this part here. Now look, so we created this scallop effect, right? Now we can just put those ones in. They will stick. Look. This is really neat. Okay, so I cut this a bit. And so just between, right there is tension here. So you can just push them in. Right like this. Oh my goodness. Now this is a little bit narrow. We're gonna figure that out once we put it onto the mask, right? So for now I leave this. Then I have smaller pieces like this, the smaller pieces, and just cut out an edge, and then we're just gonna add this like this. Finish it up. Okay, just on the edge here. Now I'm going to glue a little bit on the side. I want it to get a little bit tapered, right? So I wonder if I can control this. Now I'm doing this for the first time too, right? So I'm kind of figuring out with you together here. Now I am trying to work here as clean as possible. I have to glue it, but I want to use as little glue as possible. And of course always hold it until it's dry. And then I just used the little heart shapes to glue on all the way to the top. See, I glued 1, 2, 3 on with the glue gun. For the last one I'm just going to use regular glue. Now I'm really excited. It looks really nice, and you could very well stop right here. But I'm going to do some more decorating now. Okay, so this is a little bit diluted glue. Yes, this is going to be messy. Okay, here we go. Now, single layer of tissue paper, right? Just regular tissue paper. Take it apart and just toss it on. Clean brush. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, so at this point I'm just going to let it dry. Okay, just like this. Let it dry. Now I'm just putting it there like this. Let it dry. Okay, and get rid of the excess paper here. Alright, now the shape is nice, but this part here I think is too thin. So I'm using just regular kitchen paper towel and glue to build up a nice round shape. And finally the decoration. Now I'm using a heavier paper here. It's a Bristol board, and to cut out the shapes and glue it on. I had a little bit of a hard time, so I pre-shaped it a bit. It did not want it to stick. I did not want it to use the glue gun here. I wanted it to be really clean, so I had to be a little bit patient here. Now the patterns are on the website, so check in the description below for instructions. And now we are ready to paint. As usual, a matte black base paint. And then just a little dusting of gold here, just a very dry brush. Make sure there's only little paint on it. Some very patient detail painting here. And finally, some more dry brushing with silver. Just make sure really very little paint on the brush. Okay, this is it. Now I added a little bit more gold to make it a little bit stronger, gave it a couple of coats here. Now as the mask progresses, I actually might add more details here, but for now those are the horns the way they are. Yeah, so depending where we are in time, this watch the second part or it will be out shortly, I hope. Okay, my friends, part 1 of the Valkyrie is done, and I'm sure something else coming up for you right now. Please watch it. Thank you so much. You are still here. That means you are the best. And I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Monica from Valkyrie signing off with awesome horns.